decided to start writing a journal. Not really randomly, but because something happened recently. Um, I've always thought it might be a good idea to record my thoughts. It was a practice that my grandfather had always told me was good for him, and well, I thought it would be good for me as well. Um, I think it'll help me to collect myself and my ideas to make sure that I am making rational choices, that I'm still thinking rationally as things happen. I do intend to go back, and I don't know. I don't know what'll happen yet. Um, First, I should start at the beginning. I'm a student at Salem University, and I'm working on a project. I'm really interested in ants. I think they're really neat. They have these incredible social structures where they collaborate in this almost um, utopian society. It's really fascinating to watch, and I'm specifically looking at how they behave in an urban setting versus in a less urban setting, uh, specifically in the woods around Salem University. The lab I work at is nice. It's a really good fit for me. Dr. Rand is a little strange, a little standoffish perhaps at times, but he's a nice guy and he's really given me some good insight on my projects here. Um, Today he told me to go collect some more ant specimens. He told me that right now my research is, while going in a good direction, could use a little bit more corroboration. And so I've been searching the woods for these nocturnal ants, meaning I've been spending quite a few late nights, which is probably part of the reason I haven't run into clay quite as much. Usually on these excursions, I'll be with Finn, another guy at the lab who I've been becoming friends with recently. He's a really nice, interesting guy. He works with beetles. And, if you're interested in ants, you are probably also interested in beetles. So we got on quite well. Tonight, however, Finn was not around, and so I had to go and collect my specimens alone. This was a welcome change for me. I really like being in the woods alone. Aside from my new activity, journaling, being in the woods is probably one of the more meditative times of my life. I really enjoy being in the woods. I think it feels peaceful and calm, and I feel close to the world there. I think, I think if there is a God, he's likely here on earth in the woods. That day in the woods, I was on my stomach, watching the ants scurry around, collecting, every once in a while, one or two of them. They're such a cooperative species, I wonder if they'll be missed. I wonder if ants have the capacity to miss one another, if they really can tell each other apart enough to figure out the differences, between their personalities. And, well, that would be another research project. But I picked a few ants, and as I did so, I was able to listen to the crickets and the owls, all the sounds of the forest around me. It was beautiful. Then the ants froze. It was really strange. I'd never seen them completely stop moving like that. Their antenna twitched a little bit, but other than that, they were completely still. Then slowly, slower than they'd been moving before, they went back into their mounds. They went back home. When the last ant was gone, I realized that all of the forest sounds had gone quiet as well. There was no more owls, no more birds in the trees. It was completely silent. Even the wind had died. At first I thought maybe it was a predator that had come to the area, a wolf or a fox or something. Sometimes those can cause some degree of quiet, but the quiet was unnatural. I couldn't really make sense of why everything had completely gone still. I swung my flashlight around, trying to find something out there in the darkness, but there were no glowing eyes out there. Typically, if there is a predator, their eyes will glow. I only found trees and shrubs. It looked normal, but it didn't feel normal. It felt still. Then I heard it, all around me. There was a fluttering, and then a voice. The voice seemed to come from up and away, and all around me. It came from the forest itself, I think. And it didn't tell me much. When it talked, it sounded, well, it was a human voice, but not at the same time. I don't know. I think I sound a little crazy. It told me not to worry, and it told me that the world would need change. I don't really understand what it meant by any of that, but I'm sure it said, but I'm sure it talked to me. I'm sure. I can't be misremembering this. I went home right after that. I wanted to stay and hear more. I felt pulled toward the voice to stay in the forest. I think I just wanted to know what was going on, but there was something inside me that told me I shouldn't be there. Something primal. And so I left. I left, and now, because I might be crazy, and to make sure that in the morning I remember that this wasn't just a dream, I'm writing this journal. Tomorrow, I'll go back to the woods.